Liu Yuning's live broadcast. The actor who refused the crown of rumors and turned a scandal into self-worth. It was the end of the holiday. The streets were slowly emptying, neon signs flickered lazily in the distance, and I, like countless others, was finally home. Scrolling absent-mindedly through my phone, looking for something light to end the day with. Then a notification popped up. Liu Yuning is live. I clicked in without thinking. There he was, relaxed, unfiltered, wearing that familiar half-smile that always feels like he's letting you in on a secret he'll never actually tell. But this time his tone was different. He wasn't promoting a new drama. He wasn't teasing a new song. He was talking genuinely about everything and nothing, about fame and its fleeting illusions, about rumors that cling like shadows. "Don't buy my autograph," he warned with a chuckle. "The cheap ones are fake, and the expensive ones aren't worth it." The comment section flooded with emojis, laughter, disbelief, but he stayed calm. A fan asked if he was upset about people leaving the fandom. He smiled faintly and said, "It's your choice. People come and go. If you want to leave, then go." It was an answer so casual, yet so brutally honest it almost hurt. Because in that sentence, Liu Yuning revealed something very few idols ever dare to: the courage to not beg for love. The ghost of the general's only heir. But soon the conversation took a turn. Someone mentioned the general's only heir, a name that had been swirling in entertainment circles for months, whispered in fan forums, debated in comment sections, and inflated by media speculation. For a while, everyone thought Liu Yuning would be the male lead. Then he wasn't. Then he was again. Then the rumor imploded, but not before burning his name through the storm. The infamous Liu Bing incident, as netizens nicknamed it, became one of those industry enigmas. A project no one had seen, a script no one confirmed, yet a controversy everyone remembered. Yuning sighed. He didn't lash out, didn't play the victim. Instead, he told the story plainly, with that quiet honesty that makes people stop scrolling. "They said I was the lead. I wasn't. I never even got the script. But somehow I ended up being the one blamed for everything." He laughed softly, almost resigned. "Who started it? I don't know. Maybe someone needed a name to sell the dream. And mine was easy to use. It was a strange kind of tragedy to be punished not for what you did, but for what people wanted you to do." When fame turns into a pancake. In Chinese internet slang, the phrase Liu Bing or rolling pancake refers to how entertainment projects are passed around, teased, dangled, hyped, without ever being served. And Liu Yuning, apparently, had become the pancake. "Being used as bait means I still have value," he said, smiling at his own misfortune. "If they roll someone else, nobody would care. But roll me, and suddenly everyone's arguing. That's some kind of compliment, right?" The fans laughed, but beneath the humor was an uncomfortable truth. The entertainment industry feeds on attention, not accuracy. Sometimes being misunderstood means you're still relevant. It's a cruel paradox. When you're hot, they use your name to sell dreams. When you're cold, they forget you ever existed. And yet, Liu Yuning seems to understand this better than most. A man who doesn't beg the spotlight. In an age when stars fight for exposure, Liu Yuning's refusal to cling feels revolutionary. He could have milked the scandal, posted cryptic messages, hinted at betrayal, played the sympathy card. But he didn't. Instead he said, "Even if they send me the script now, I won't take it. I already said I wouldn't. Accepting it now would mean slapping myself in the face." He sounded firm but not angry, just clear. That clarity is rare. It's the kind that comes from someone who has already been through too many storms to care about rain. After all, Liu Yuning's career is a story of contradictions. He started from the streets, singing in bars for people who barely listened. He became an internet sensation, then a respected singer, then an actor, and somehow managed to stay human in a business built on illusions. He has been mocked for his looks, praised for his voice, doubted for his acting, and adored for his resilience. And through it all, he has kept that same grounded energy, part humor, part defiance, part quiet melancholy. The curse of sincerity. When you listen to Liu Yuning speak, you sense a paradox. He wants to be honest, but honesty is dangerous here. In this industry, truth doesn't trend, gossip does. He knows that. But he still speaks anyway. "People think I'm always joking," he once said. But sometimes the joke is just a way to say something serious without making people uncomfortable. That's the thing about him. He turns pain into punchlines, embarrassment into empathy. He doesn't deny his wounds, he disguises them as humor. And in doing so, he connects with fans on a level that goes beyond stardom. It's human. When he says, "I'm not the male lead," what he really means is, "I'm tired of proving myself to a world that doesn't listen." When he says, "Go if you want to go," what he really means is, "I've learned not to chase what doesn't want to stay." The man behind the curtain. To understand Liu Yuning, you have to go beyond the headlines. He isn't the type who explodes into fame overnight. He builds it brick by brick, word by word, live by live. His success is not a miracle. It's a slow-burning revolution. Each time he goes live, he doesn't sell a product, he sells sincerity. And that's rarer than gold in this industry. Fans call him the man who talks too much. But perhaps that's because silence in showbiz often means surrender. And Liu Yuning refuses to surrender. Not to rumors, not to image wars, not to fake hype. Even when he jokes about being used by producers to stir attention, there's an unmistakable undertone of strength. He knows the rules of the game, but he also knows how to bend them. Why the world still cares. So why does this story matter? Why does a simple live broadcast, a man talking to a camera in his living room, spark thousands of comments, headlines, and emotional reactions? Because Liu Yuning represents something rare. A public figure who isn't afraid to lose face in order to stay real. He laughs when he could cry. He tells fans to leave when most would beg them to stay. He jokes about being exploited because it's the only way to reclaim control over his own narrative. And maybe that's why people can't stop watching him, not because he's perfect, but because he's honest in a place where honesty feels like rebellion. The beauty of being misunderstood. Toward the end of the live stream, Liu Yuning leaned closer to the camera. The light from his phone cast soft shadows across his face. For a moment it felt like he wasn't speaking to millions, just to you. "They can roll me all they want," he said with a grin. "At least I know I'm still worth rolling." It was the most poetic resignation I'd ever heard. A line that turned ridicule into resilience. The comments flooded in again. Laughter, hearts, tears, applause. And somewhere between the emojis and the scrolling chaos, you realize something quietly profound. Liu Yuning doesn't need to be the lead actor in anyone else's story, because he's already the protagonist of his own. Epilogue. The man who walks alone. When the live stream ended, the room felt strangely quiet. Maybe it was because for 2 hours we'd been reminded that fame is fragile, truth is complicated, and self-worth is the only script that never expires. Liu Yuning isn't a saint. He isn't a scandal. He isn't even the pancake. He's just a man who dares to laugh at himself in an industry that punishes sincerity, and somehow that makes him unstoppable. Because at the end of the day, it's not about who gets the role. It's about who keeps their soul.